What's up, guys? We're back for another episode of Steam and Steel by Greg Kane. This is episode 14, I think. Yeah. But yeah, we're back in Steam and Steel on the Train Crafter Railway. I guess that's what we're calling this. Now, but today I've been doing a lot of farming off camera. I brought rails up from, or I should say, I guess up, probably down from the smelter. I brought rails up, and I have cars here that are ready to unload the rails when they get really cheap. And yeah. But yeah, we're back, we're doing things, and basically that's basically it. Today I'm thinking about reorganizing everything, because as you see, we have like 18 grand here. But yeah, I'm thinking about reorganizing some things, like making a new yard, maybe even making like a hump yard or something, I don't know. But like, I'm thinking about reorganizing something. We have two new locomotives that are not really useful. We have the Class A2. Technically, it's the Class A2, but it's called the Class A because the original Class A was a locomotive that was released back in the very early days of Steam and Steel, early to mid days of Steam and Steel, back when it was like starting up. But it was removed in like, I think it was like August or July of 31st of 2023 or something. So like literally like a month or two before I quit, before I got off of Steam, before I started playing Steam and Steel. And the locomotive, and it was taken out of the shop. It wasn't removed from the game, but it was taken out of the shop because of like, I think it was bugs with the coal load, because it didn't have a tender. Its coal load could be increased by putting a tender, but it had like little coal bunkers on the side. And it's basically the model of the A2, but with just coal bunker modifications. And yeah, so I bought it to represent it here, and unless I can actually get a Class A spawned in here, but that probably will never happen. But yeah, and then we have the coffee pot, because I'm making a new Lego trains kind of series thing for Steam and Steel stuff, and I needed the coffee pot for reference. So there you go, there's that. And also we have a new subsidiary of the Traincrafter Railway, the LMZ, the Clay Railway, or it was supposed to be called the China Clay Railway. However, there's just hashtags when I try putting China Clay Railway on it. So yeah, this is the numbers 1 and 2. The Class A is the new. Why does it say number 5? It's 2. I put a 2 there. Hang on. I put 2 there. Why are you not 2? I put a 2, and then you're a 2. Okay, thank you. Yeah, now that's number 2. And then yeah, we have the other locos. I'm thinking about reorganizing the yard in the scrap yard. I want to put a train works, because that makes things cheaper. But yeah, it's like, because here's the thing. Remember the goals all the way back from the beginning of the season were connect to every industry and like get very advanced into the industry market and collect every locomotive. And I'm also going to probably use this save as a reference for a long time for the Lego projects I do. Because I've never actually owned some of these locomotives. I've never owned the J1, the K2, the P, the Class I, the B2, the N, the yeah. I've owned at least one of these coffee pots before. I've owned everything else aside from those. So like, and I don't feel like digging for all my old saves to look for them. So just get a save where I can look at all of them. And yeah, so we're doing it. Remember, we're doing it on this run. And I want to change around some of the things, because there's all this empty space over here that could be filled by tracks, but that could also be filled by a yard. Because this yard will never be able to really get expanded. We're in a little bit of a pinch zone. This will all probably become stations or train stuff. I want like this yard. First of all, I'm gonna probably delete this. I'm gonna save before I do this. I think delete the scrap yard. Oh, I need to push these guys out. I'm keeping I'm keeping the side track and this main track, because those are pretty useful. I'll keep those around. I'm just gonna kick this car out of here. Push this. The tank car I have not used in forever. That I'll probably make a water train eventually. And just for reference, a hump yard is a gigantic yard with a bunch of switches and stuff where you have like a very steep like bump in the at like a beginning of the yard, so you can and the locomotive can push the cars over and couple the car, and the cars can roll into their respective trains. They're really cool. And they're still used today in like America, in like North America, and other. I don't know about other places, but I know they're still used in North America. Really good for assembling trains of bunches of different cars. I might actually need to destroy the roundhouse and get a new one. I don't actually know. Because eventually the the China Clay Railway locomotives, because eventually I want to make a low-speed branch line, to the China Clay area, to the clay pits and stuff. Yeah, I'm taking a little bit of basis from the Brendan Branch and Thomas and Friends. Deal with it. Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna just destroy this stuff. The historic buffers that I have no clue why they're there, are still staying. But pretty much all this is going. I'll make a new yard. I think that's 24,000. I think that is 20 something. But yeah, I'm gonna make this 0. I'm just not even gonna use that. But I want to make like a passenger siding here because I think I can actually use one of those. Make it nice, large siding. Because I'm eventually going to have like a passenger train or something. I want to get a passenger train for like cinematic shots and stuff. And I'll maybe keep, I don't know, I'll probably put the train works here. Buildings, train works. Could this go like right next to the roundhouse? I don't know, hang on, I'm gonna just cut all these trees down. Like behind the roundhouse, because this is... Hang on, let me just cut all this. Do not destroy the environment, kids, but I have to for this. Other than this tree, bye. But yeah, I'm gonna build the train works here, then I'll make a yard for all this stuff. Probably maybe there or something, because that's a wide, flat, open space. Where is that? Hang on, train works. Maybe like right here. No, I'm actually gonna make this a full bay roundhouse, because this is eventually where I'm gonna try to keep a bunch of the locomotives. I'm just gonna expand this roundhouse quickly. Hang on. Much larger roundhouse, because I'm gonna need a lot of space for crap. Hang on. I'm gonna need a lot of space for all of these locomotives, because again, plans to collect a bunch of them here, and then the roundhouse wall, and roundhouse wall. There we go. All right. I might actually end up destroying. I'm gonna destroy this bit of track. I'm probably gonna replace that with industrial track later. Okay, now I know I have the roundhouse built. Now we can try building the train works. Maybe like that should work. I'm gonna destroy the greenery around the tracks so we can actually spawn in things. I guess we're just not having a scrapyard for the time being. Hang on, this is tracks. Please do things correctly. This part. That works. Ah, no. I am going to change the track type to, oh crap. I keep pressing past it. Okay, there we go. That's the type of track I want. Turn off the grade. Then this can become straight track. Alright, there. Alright, good. We got that. This actually looks a lot better now. But we only have $4,000 left, so we're not going to be able to make any type of scrap. I mean, could we make a hump yard here, or do we want to not make a? Because here's the thing: the locomotive for the yard. Oh, this is so much cheaper now. I forgot about the implications. The ideal locomotive for a hump yard would be the Class N, because that is locomotive with pretty good power, pretty good price. Like, there's no point having a tender engine for as a yard switcher. We have the H2, the P, the K2. Yeah, this is gonna be easier for collecting some of the other for collecting the engines that I don't have yet. But yeah, so I think making a giant yard here would probably be best. No, maybe not here, because this is the. Where would be a good place on the map for a yard? Not up here, because this is all filled with industries. No. And once is that it's a large flat area with not really any industry in the way. I think here could be as one of. I can maybe make a second hump yard or something. I don't know. So I'll make. I don't know. How do I want to make this? Because for the trains, I want to. Okay, I know. Make a 80 switch. Probably an 80 switch here. Would it be 80 or 125? Probably 80. Hang on, bear with me. This is gonna be a This is gonna take a while to make. There's just more space over here, so I'll make it here for now. I can change in the future if I need to. And also, there's a little siding. I can make a siding here for trains that I want to unload or something. I don't know, because there's only one unload track, so I could probably. I don't know. I might need to. I'm probably gonna build a lot of this off camera, but I'll make the basic animation work. I can't tell which way the tracks are going. Yeah, I've been having a bug with Steam and Steel lately about like the animations not doing things. I don't know. How do I want to do this? If I make, because I need to make a curve. I mean, the only locomotive. I mean, I can use the side track up here for that Class N taking off the trains or locomotives to drop off their trains. Maybe for the yard, I can make like. I know I'll make a bunch of 80 switches starting here. Ah, crap. That probably can work for now. Oh wait, unless I make. No, there is no room for the second one. For making a dual one. So now we'll make it a little here. Then we're gonna make a 20%, maybe 10% actually. Little hump like here. And a -17 downward. That looks weird. I don't actually know if that's gonna work. I'll relay it and see if that works. Gonna work. I don't know. I'll make all of this in time. I'll make probably. I don't know. I'll probably just make this a time lapse or something. I don't know. Actually, I'll probably. I don't know. I'll try. Probably gonna be off camera. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. Have a great day and good. Bye. Well, good. Wish me luck. Bye. Have a good day.